Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you've been here for a few times and you like the music that we're doing here, all curated by mostly you guys. I throw in my little 2 cents every once in a while, but if you like it, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Just real quickly, I'm just trying to a little experiment, see if I can get to 10,000 subs by the end of the month. I'm a long way away. I just hit 6. So it's a big ask, but I only have 6% of the people that view my channel are actually subscribed. So I feel like there's a lot of room for growth if I just ask, and maybe you'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join me in my quest. That'd be awesome. You guys are awesome. I love doing this, and especially digging this David Bowie album, Black Star. So awesome to kind of get through it. I've had so many people just give their sort of opinions and just share what they feel about this album. Like one person even said, I bought it when it came out, but I just didn't listen to it until, a few years later, and, wished I had listened to it earlier, but, it's kind of an interesting album, being that it's his, basically his death album, as David Bowie was not well, and he was actually, in the last, time of his life, and sick. And you can see that in some of the videos too, that he had definitely, of course, aged, but more than aged. You can see, if you've ever seen anybody, sick and dying, then the look. And but so far, we have done quite a bit of this album. It's only 7 songs, which is pretty good for a 41-minute album. We did Black Star. That was the first one, and then we did 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore. We did Lazarus, and we did Dollar Days. So that gives us 3 left, okay, for this album. So we're just kind of going back now, and I'm kind of going back in order again, because when I first started, I didn't know I was going to do the whole album. And so now we're at track number 4, and then we'll do track 5. We'll skip 6 because we already did Dollar Days, and do 7. So Sue, or In a Season of Crime, is the name of the song. So I guess we'll have to listen to it to figure out what that means. So let's do that right now. We're going to listen to David Bowie from the Black Star album, Sue, or a Season of Crime. I like the way it starts. Oh, you can feel it changing a little bit. Nice. Drums are a killer.
I got the job. We'll buy the house. You'll need to rest, but now we'll make it.
Little swirl of that saxophone.
You said you wanted breath. Sue, the virgin on your stone for your grave. Why too dark to speak the words? For I know that you have a son. Oh, folly, Sue.
Hmm. Yeah, that was great. That was super interesting. Um, Loved it. Loved those drums. Dang man, those drums were super sweet, sweet. It, you know, it, it, and I don't, and I mean this as, complimentary. Of course, we can't help but sometimes compare, music, or say it sounds like this or reminds me of that, and it's not in a derogatory way at all, because obviously David Bowie is an innovator, and he's a leader in rock and roll. He invented a lot of it, in so many ways. But did that music not have like almost a sense of Porcupine Tree to you? Not really in the production so much, but in the execution in a certain way. Obviously, the drums were awesome. It didn't sound like Gavin or Chris, but they were awesome, like Gavin or Chris. And then all the kind of effects that are going back, going in the background and sometimes in the foreground. It was really prominent sometimes in that song. Very cool though. And of course, looking at David and his vocal approach to this song again. For those of you that know who Scott Walker is, I mentioned him before in a David Bowie video, and I actually have done a review of a Scott Walker song. One of my very early reviews, as far as a reaction goes. Obviously, it wasn't a reaction because I heard the song, but when I started doing these reactions in this format on my channel, because it was a little bit different before. I mentioned, Scott Walker, and of course Scott Walker and David Bowie were friends, and David actually really admired Scott Walker, and I'm sure vice versa, of course. But it kind of gave me a little bit of the vibes there of that sort of approach, with sounding like Scott Walker. I'm tempted to do another Scott Walker song right now, but the thing is that even though you're watching this, a lot of people won't click on that, because it's just unfamiliar to them completely. But that doesn't matter. I still do unfamiliar songs. I might do it just for my own pleasure. But really cool song, man. I loved, the pulse of like the guitar and bass playing the same thing. Dun 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 dun. But then in the background, more of a sort of and it was kind of powerful, and it was real bass heavy, and that reminded me of like Colin, even, and his bass, how he plays sometimes. But then the drums were more laid back, and real laid back and soft on the kit, giving kind of almost a real up tempo jazzy sort of, double time beat. Um, Super cool combination, and very creative. And then again, of course, with all of the effects and ambiance, it just became chaotic at some points. It was really just like chaotic with all of that going on, with the bass of the music just pumping through it. It's just like it's like there's all this chaos around, but the music is just like going don't, just right through all that chaos. Man, but that's what makes David Bowie David Bowie, is that sort of chaotic sort of nature in some of his music, and a lot of his music, frankly. I love that swirl of that saxophone. I barely heard it the first time coming through, and it was just like kind of swirled around my headphones. And then right away it was a little more pronounced, and it wasn't overtly a saxophone solo. It was just atmosphere. It was just ambiance. It was just something fresh to the song, to grab your attention for a moment, and then it's gone, and you're back into something else. Very, very cool technique of sort of keeping a song that is plodding along pretty much just regular, with not too much as far as the basic song goes, but then and the slow delivery of the vocals, but it's got the fast drums. And then you got this other stuff swirling around and different things kind of coming in and out. It kind of keeps your attention from just focusing, I should say, on the, bump, 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 uh, or the beat of the drums, which is where my ear goes a lot. Very, very cool. Let me know if you guys, how you guys are liking this album, Black Star. So far, it's incredible, really. Just, knowing sort of the backstory, just it being his last album and why it's his last album. And maybe that helps, but it sounds good to me. I think it sounds great. The production is wonderful. The songs are interesting, and but I'm that way though. It's like I like bands when I catch them early, and I follow them through their whole career. I just follow them, and you can hear the changes, and that's what's beautiful about bands is that, and musicians, is they evolve and they change and they mature, and then they go back and they try new things and they reinvent themselves as far as their music. And even in David's in David's case, his persona as well, not persona, persona. And he's invented himself, reinvented himself over and over. It's just a very creative person, very talented, and just to have that kind of sustain and to have that kind of perseverance in life, to continue with a craft for your entire life. He made it. He made it happen for himself at a pretty young age, very young age. Even though, you listen to some of his biographies where he was like a struggling, artist early on, but he was so young. He was so young, and then he made it pretty quickly. As far as that, and in a big way, and he sustained that. And just built on that. It just built on his own creativity, what he wanted. That's what's awesome. He didn't just do the same thing forever. Well, I really like talking about David Bowie, as you can tell, but the music is awesome too, and that's why we're here. Very, very good. So yeah, we're just making our way through this album, Black Star, and we will continue to do that. I hope you guys like the video, and please remember to subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 10,000 mark by the end of the day, or by the end of the month. So that's where you guys come in. Did I mention that? You guys got to get involved in this. So you got to click that subscription button, that subscribe button, and help me out with that. So we'll see you down in the comments. Be interested. You guys are giving me great comments. I love reading your comments in the Bowie reactions. It's really cool. So do some more. Let me know what you think, and if you've heard that song. And maybe we'll do a Scott Walker. So if you're watching this and you don't know who Scott Walker is, I'm going to do one right now. So come on over and just check it out. It's very odd. It's very odd music. So, but maybe you'll see what I mean by sort of his delivery in this song being like Scott Walker's, David Bowie's. All right. Thanks, guys. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next video, of course, and down in the comments. Bye-bye.